Right, hey guys, it's Weston here. So today is a very exciting day for me, and that is because I am building a brand new gaming and editing rig. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a while because my PC was getting a little bit slow and it was just taking far too long to do stuff that I needed to get done. So anyway, while I had a bit of cash, I thought I may as well put together a brand new system and hopefully get some really big performance gains. Also, this sort of video is actually going to be kicking off a brand new series. So it's going to be a pretty long series looking at different aspects of PCs and PC gaming, and also productivity on the PC as well. So if that's something that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can keep in line with the upcoming series. So for this build I had a budget of around £1,000, and if you're interested in building something similar to this, then I will link everything down in the description. And if I can find some deals and stuff like that as well, I'll also throw them down there as well. So let's just talk what I'm actually putting into this brand new rig. So we'll start off with the processor first, and I had a few choices here. I could stick with AMD and just upgrade, or I could go with Intel and get an entirely new system. Now AMD's been good to me over the past few years, but I think for what I need, Intel is definitely the way to go. So the processor I picked is the Intel i5 6600K. Now I did really want the i7, but at the time I'm doing this, I just simply cannot afford to pay that extra £90 to get the i7. Now I could possibly upgrade to it in the future if I want to, but for now the i5 is the best I could do. Now, that doesn't mean it's not a good processor. I mean, it's still quad core, it's still 3.2 GHz. You can still overclock it if you want to. But I think for me, for what I need, the i5 is perfect. So now we've got this Skylake processor, that sort of dictates what series all the other products are going to be. So the motherboard I decided to pick was the Gigabyte Gaming 7 Z170X. Now this, you might think, is a very expensive board and a little bit overkill. Now I thought that too, but then I was doing some shopping and I actually found it during a sale. So I thought, while it's on sale, I may as well get it because I'm saving myself money, and it's actually got a lot of features that I was looking for in a motherboard. So some of the features are USB Type-C, USB 3.1, USB 3.0. It's also got USBs that are designed to be used with DACs, which I think is something cool and something I'm definitely going to be looking forward to in the future. It's also got really great onboard audio, which is again something I really look for. So next up is the RAM, and obviously because I'm using Skylake now, I can't just use the DDR3 I had before, so I had to get a new kit. So I went tried and tested here, and I went with Kingston's 16 gig 2133 MHz RAM. Now I've used Kingston in the past and I've never had any problems with them whatsoever, so that was kind of a no-brainer in terms of picking RAM. So next up we're going to talk cooler, and again I went tried and tested here and I bought the Corsair H75. Now I could have gone overkill and got a big dual radiator, but I thought because I'm not going to be overclocking, I don't really need to spend £100 on a cooler when one for half the price will do what I need it to. So I saved myself a bit of money. I went tried and tested with the H75 because I know it works, so that's the cooler I decided to go with. So next up we're going to talk graphics cards, and XFX were kind enough to provide me with an R9 390X graphics card for this series, so I'd just like to say a massive thank you to them for sending this out and for making this series possible. So the R9 390X is a fantastic card. It's got 8 gig of VRAM, so that means if I want to use a multi-monitor setup in the future, I can easily do that. And because I'm going to be gaming now in 2K or possibly even 4K, then I'm definitely going to need a great card like this to do that with. So next up we're going to talk storage, and I actually saved myself quite a bit of money here and just used the storage I had in my old PC. Now because it's got all my programs on it already, it's got my operating system on, I thought there's no point in buying new hard drives when my old hard drives work perfectly fine. So the hard drive I'm using in this build is the Kingston HyperX 120 gig SSD. Now it's not a new SSD and it's not too old either, but anyway, you can now get SSDs at this capacity for really cheap, so I'll link a couple in the description. Then we get onto my main storage hard drive, so this is where I'm just going to put all my old files and stuff like that. So this is the Western Digital 1TB green, and I've had this hard drive for years. I've still not even filled it up yet. So I thought I may as well just salvage that from my old build and put it into this one. So next up we're going to talk what actually going to power all this, and XFX hooked me up again. I really can't thank them enough for doing this. But anyway, they provided me with a 850 watt modular PSU. So this modular PSU is fantastic. Like I said, modular, so you can only put the cables in you need to. It's 80 plus gold rated, so that means it's got really high efficiency. And because the 390X is a power hungry card, this power supply will definitely handle that very well, and also everything else in the system. So now we're going to need something to put all this in, and I actually spent quite a lot of time looking at different cases. Now I'm coming from the NZXT S340, and it's a really great case, but I just wanted something a little bit different. So after watching a couple of reviews, I actually stumbled across Hardware Canucks channel, and I found his review of the Fantex Eclipse P400S. And I really liked how the case looked, and I liked how he sort of described it and how positive his review was of it. So I decided to pick one up for myself. Now the case wasn't too expensive, and I just think it looks really cool. It's got some really nice features, and hopefully I'm thinking it's going to be a fantastic budget case for this build. So next up we're going to talk accessories, and I was looking at the NZXT Hue until I saw the price of it. So I decided to go with the Fantex LED strip, and what this does is it actually goes into the case I bought, and I can actually control the interior lights and the exterior lights with the same button. So I thought I may as well do that, and yeah, I've got RGB lighting now. It's not as good as the NZXT Hue system, but for what it costs I think it's going to be great. Right guys, so that is my entire build. Like I said, all the parts will be linked down in the description if you want to do a similar build to this. So again, I'd like to thank XFX for supplying me with the graphics card and with the power supply. I really can't thank them enough for supplying them and for helping make this series possible. So guys, I want to thank you all as well for all your support and all your likes and all your shares and comments and stuff on all my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to be part of this brand new series, and I'd love to see you on the channel as well. So again, a massive thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the very next video.